Greetings and welcome to your destination. You reached a psychological wellness hub. We aim to help you build your knowledge around wellness, around better understanding mental health and psychological concepts. Welcome back to the channel. Today's topic is an expansion of anxiety, a part 2 in the series where we build further on the concept of anxiety. Please feel free to watch part 1 video of the series, which prepares you for this video. See the link below in the description. Also, if you have interest in learning how anxiety can manifest into an anxiety disorder, please also see that link below in the description. Quick review. What is anxiety? Anxiety is known clinically or medically as a state where there's a feeling of fear, dread, or unease, tension, worried thoughts, uneasiness, or feeling threatened. It can sometimes involve physical or bodily sensations and changes. Anxiety is generally in response to something occurring in the moment or something we're expecting to occur in the future. Is anxiety bad for us? In general, no. We can endure a lot of anxiety as human beings, more than we realize. However, when anxiety becomes problematic, it can form into an anxiety disorder. See the links below in the description for more information about those. In short, there's a breakdown in the healthy anxiety system. Common misconceptions or misguided ideas about anxiety. All anxiety is bad. This is actually incorrect. We need anxiety as a human instinct for survival. It also helps us to tolerate pain as well as pleasure. Anxiety totally comes from the outside. This is incorrect. We are born with a natural, healthy anxiety system within our nervous system. It alerts us of the need to know information. When we have an outside thing happen or there's something anticipated, there's always an internal response. Think about it. If there is something outside of us that is threatening, we don't experience that fear outside of our body. The thing outside is like a fire starter. Our body is a stove or furnace. Only we can feed the fire. Anxiety is often referred to as an emotion. This is only partially true in a sense. Anxiety is actually a response to emotions or states. Anxiety is more of a collection of primitive to advanced level of bodily responses. Ever notice when you're around someone or in a situation where your hair raises on the back of your neck? Think along those lines. You are afraid or threatened, which are emotions, but the body behavior and thinking parts that are responding are involuntary and voluntary in anxiety. So the hair raising, your breath changing, your eyes constricting or dilating, your heart racing, thinking about self-preservation or worry, body parts getting fidgety are all indicators of anxiety. How do we interact with our anxiety? As stated above, we are born with a natural, healthy anxiety system within our nervous system. Anxiety is part of the information highway where our body communicates. It helps us navigate several life functions. For example, our alert system, or specifically our fight-flight-freeze system. It might be hard to imagine this, but have you ever been excited or eager for something? Like a person coming to visit or getting something new or wanting something to come to a close. This internal state is part of the emotion of excitement, which is actually part of the anxiety at the same moment. Like when we think of or are preparing for something bad to happen, our body and mind also prepares for good things to happen. Think in your imagination what it would be like to find a bunch of money or anticipation of a holiday coming. Based on your past and present experiences, you may notice that this brings about emotions like excitement or disgust or rage. Your body will respond with anxiety according to which emotion or feelings are present. Think about someone who's on a roller coaster. One person might be breathing with anticipation and enjoyment, and the other person who is sat next to them is breathing hard, heart is racing, and they're yelling in fear and engaged in frantic behaviors. Notice how you might come home from a scary situation, and after you lock the door, you feel more relieved. Notice how you react after a long day at work and then go for a good swim. Afterwards, you may feel refreshed and already planning and looking forward to your next swim. Notice how you got your spouse something special and they responded in a positive way. Your anxiety is not an uncomfortable, tense way, but a positive, eager, tense way of looking at this special thing again to please your spouse and wanting to do it again in the future. Notice how you get a win or succeed at something and how you're already soon after that win looking for a way to recreate it, to keep that good feeling going or planning the next opportunity. Notice how when you are walking down the street and your instinct tells you to avoid going down that dark, sketchy alley, you later hear on the news that a pedestrian was walking down that alley later in the evening and fell into a manhole or sewer hole. that the utility department forgot to put back on the street after they were working on it all day. Some things that may lead to anxiety malfunctioning and becoming too excessive. Here is a brief list. Excessive doubt, excessive excuses, excessive I can'ts or what ifs, living in the pity pot and not following through, excessive stress, rating how we feel in the moment as if we will always feel that way, forgetting that we don't always feel that bad. Negative thinking is not bad. It can help us, but if it becomes the dominant focus by our choice, then it can hurt us. Focusing too much on our weaknesses. Street drugs, excessive caffeine, excessive alcohol, eating too much or too little, letting thinking go down a rabbit hole too often, excessive avoidance or withdrawal behaviors. If anxiety goes unchecked in this area, it can become destructive, and it can have the potential to manifest into an anxiety disorder. Examples of anxiety in humans. I'm going to read some examples of individuals who display their anxiety. Please note these are not real people, but their stories represent real scenarios. Listen while I tell you about their story. Listen for anxiety in each story. Lastly, I will specifically point out some of the anxiety from the healthy system, as well as if there's any anxiety breaking down or becoming destructive. Our first example is Ethan, a shift worker in his 30s. When Ethan hears his alarm go off, he knows he needs to get up to get ready for work, for his shift. Ethan knows he needs to remain aware and alert given the nature of his job working in wind turbines. While the job is fulfilling, it does come with some risks and dangers for the ill-prepared and complacent worker. Ethan keeps his safety and performance a priority. Ethan knows that people whom were hurt at work. Ethan is saving up for his dream trip to Europe. He thinks about his dreams in his head about where he will travel and what he will do. He does this at work sometimes, but constantly has to remind himself to stay alert because of the dangers involved in his work. Ethan likes talking to his coworkers, but has to stay on his toes so he and others stay safe and efficient. Ethan focuses on his healthy anxiety, things like being on time, being efficient, and being safe, while finding time to use his work to go towards his dreams. Problematic anxiety. There is some variability, but nothing significant with Ethan. All right, our next example is Connie, a woman in her 40s who exercises daily. She looks forward to her exercise routine and the upbeat music she has in her exercise playlist. After exercising, she moves to the sauna, slowing things down. Connie makes sure to call her mother early enough after her routine, but not too close to her bedtime. Connie lets her mind activity go by putting her thoughts down like on a to-do list and saves them to look at in the morning. Connie does well around her exercise and other things. Connie wakes the next day and gets a call from the nurse about her lab results. Her doctor wants her to see her about. Connie fixates and obsesses about what the lab results could involve or entail. She starts to manifest or create the worst case scenario in her head, thinking things like cancer. Connie fixates on the health anxiety till her appointment. Connie becomes so focused on her health anxiety, she stops the exercise routine and calling her mom to think about it some more. Sources of healthy anxiety? Connie has a routine, social context, promoting healing internal state through upbeat music, limits anxiety from impacting her sleep. Sources of problematic anxiety. Connie tends to obsess about what she could have impacting her health anxiety, like exercise and social outlets. Okay, if we move on to Anna. Anna has always been a headstrong and resilient person since she was a young girl. Anna is taking on a new personal project at home. She works on this when she is not at work or out with friends and family. She runs into several roadblocks as she works on this project, such as materials breaking and forgetting to get things at the store. Anna, despite these setbacks, is able to push through and get more accomplished on the project. She starts to see her efforts pay off. Anna gets a phone call from her mother. Anna's mother is experiencing some financial challenges due to the inflation of the economy and asks Anna if she can borrow a little money. Anna is happy to help her mother, but realizes that money she put aside for the project would have to be loaned to her mother. She gives it to her mother anyways. Anna puts off adding to the project because of the lack of funds right now. However, Anna also works on improving what she has done so far and makes preparations on her project till she can get more money in several months or so, as Anna is also impacted by the state of the economy and inflation. Lastly, Anna puts on some relaxing sounds each time she works on the project. She rotates the sounds each time from nature to ocean to thunderstorms and sometimes classical music. Okay, let's look at some sources of health anxiety for Anna. Anna turns her anxiety into focus and dedication. Structure, social context, family, resilience, strength through anxiety, motivation to save through the anticipation to work on a project further, rolling through anxiety through the project efforts and listening to sounds and music. Problematic anxiety. While there is some variability, there's nothing significant with Anna. Okay, in our last example, we're going to talk about Smitty. Smitty is a 32-year-old single father of 3 children. His spouse passed away a year ago in a motor vehicle accident. Smitty has been adjusting to the loss of his wife and caring for his children. He works full-time and relies on his family to assist him in getting kids from daycare if he has to work late. Smitty feels like he is consistently in fear that he's going to lose his children like he lost his wife. He calls the daycare from work several times a day to check on their safety. He has started to ask his mother to drive by while he is at work because he wants her to double-check visually on the daycare workers and to make sure they're not lying about the kids' safety. Mind you, they have been using this daycare for the last 10 years since he and his wife started having children, and the staff there are still the same. Smitty checks and triple checks the seatbelts and also puts on sports pads on the kids to keep them safe while he's driving in the car. He has about 10 signs in the back of his car that says baby on boards or kid on boards. He insists his mother does the same procedure when she picks up the kids or when he works late. His mother feels he's a bit over the top with the kids' safety and noted that this increased soon after his wife passed away. His mother also tries to talk to him about the house because he has had some focus on safety as well in the home. Smitty has installed about 32 security cameras around the house. Each drawer and cabinet is locked. Smitty has padding on all the corners of the walls, tables, and other furniture so the kids don't get hurt. He also takes the kids to the doctor or emergency department at the slightest bit of change in their health status or with the presence of symptoms or any condition. His mother's concerned about his behaviors and notes that Smitty has not given himself time to grieve over the last year from losing his wife. Sources of healthy anxiety: love for his children, proactive with health and safety. Sources of problematic anxiety: hyper-focus on health safety, particularly the kids' safety. Runs what-if scenarios till he has sunk himself into a rabbit hole. Avoidance: he has barely begun to grieve. Health anxiety is over the top. Safety has stifled his ability to express his emotions and physically connect with his children. We hope that you found today's topic was useful for yourself or someone else. Let us know if it was by commenting below. Let us know if you'd like to hear more about or what topics might be useful to you by commenting below, and we'll take it into consideration. If you like what you heard today and would like to hear more from Destination Psychological Wellness Hub, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. This will help you get the newest content produced by the channel to you. Please let your friends and family know about the channel and share this or other videos with them on this channel, and encourage them to like and subscribe too. And as always, we hope your psychological wellness continues to grow with us in this community. Thank you.